COSM had that run to $7.25 and rejected again off of the daily SMA 50. Let's go ahead and find out what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this happy Friday. This is ARCa coming at you with the COSM technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so yes, we're looking at COSM on the daily here, and we were noticing yesterday that we were rejecting off of that SMA 50, the 50-day simple moving average, already 2 days in a row. Okay, so today we actually rejected just shy of that SMA 50 at about $7.25. You can actually see the values of the candles right up here when I hover over them, just like this, and we face that rejection. Okay, you guys, so what could be happening here? Well, to tell you guys the honest truth, nothing will stay green forever, right, you guys? But what we can look at are several areas of very important supports below us. But before we move on to those supports, I just want to say for you to please not to fall for those comments below saying to WhatsApp me and to text me and the helplines and trade your accounts, and that's not me. Okay, you guys, please make sure to keep your account safe. Do not give your cash away. Do not by any means interact with those crooks. They are just thieves trying to take your money. Okay, you guys, the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about right in this particular chart here is actually regarding the ebb and flow of this cycle. Okay, so when we had that pump the last time, right, when we were looking at this the cross of volatility versus the moving average on the BBWP indicator, we actually had a huge pump to the upside, right? Now, as we reached, this was actually already seeing some weakness on our path to the upside. Okay, so please notice that the pump that we're facing right now is significantly stronger than what we looked at right over here. Okay, and this actually did pull back to that SMA 10 and continued on to the upside. Okay, the thing, and also please do notice that it actually came just shy of the SMA 50 as well. We came back down, tested that SMA 10, tested the SMA 50 again, another day of red, and then we finally broke out of it. Okay, so what we're looking at here is that we are facing that rejection from that SMA 50, and we absolutely have the SMA 10 all the way below us. So it is natural and it is only normal for us to come back and test that SMA 50. Something that you should notice here is the fact that we do have the well, you know what, I can actually make an adjustment to my retracement fib here, and it's okay because I think it's already been enough time. So let me just go ahead and take it from the swing high to the swing low of the today's price action, right? So yeah, what I wanted to point out here was, first of all, the daily gap that we have right over here has direct confluence with that SMA 10. Please notice that the SMA 10 and the gap have absolute confluence between the 2.618 golden mean and the 1.272. Okay, very important things to notice here, okay, you guys, because there is the potential to where we can actually find the bottom support at this SMA 10 at about $5.03, okay? But also notice that there is definitely a secondary, very important support right above here. Okay, let's make this moving average just a little bit brighter so that all of you on your mobile devices can actually see it a little clearer. Okay, and there we go. And we do have the digits up here a little strong too. This is the SMA 100 on the daily chart, and also please notice that it has a lot of correlation or a lot of relevance to that 1.272 at 605, almost directly, okay, and also the 1.618, which is what just 2 days ago we actually used it perfectly, and we used it as a continuation to the upside. This candle also used the SMA 100 here as a bounce. Very likely we can actually see a bounce from this area. Okay, I'm giving you my bottom line support here. It doesn't mean we're going there, but just in case, we're going going to continue validating our moves. Okay, so let's go ahead and now take a look at the momentum profile. Okay, because there is some type of weakness coming in, and the weakness, please remember, I tend to look at these things with the tiniest nuances, and this pivot right here shows a type of weakness that, you know, that could show a potential pullback. It is not a reversal. It is actually looking like it just may be a pullback. Okay, but let's go ahead and now reference our volatility, and please notice that we actually just kinked right here today as well. Okay, so the good thing is that it's now starting to turn yellow. This line is actually the volatility spectrum line is the volatility component of BBWP. Okay, so the good thing is that yes, it's starting to turn yellow. We don't want, I mean, it'll be okay for this to start the contraction phase, because remember, volatility is direction neutral, but it would be highly ideal for us to get into critical volatility. That would essentially catapult this to the upside alongside momentum correcting its pivot straight to the upside yet again. Okay, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about that regarding those pullbacks. Okay, because the pullbacks will happen. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of straight green here on the dailies, so it is only natural for the cycles to kind of take a breather and then continue on to the upside. Let's continue validating. Okay, so these are the targets that we have been looking at for quite some time. I can actually just remove the visibility from the moving averages just so that we can see what we have right over here. Okay, so as you can see, that target that I've been talking about for quite some time is absolutely the end-all be-all target here. But what I have to point out right here, you guys, is that we are in the process of forming a bearish formation, but this doesn't mean that it's a formation signaling a reversal. It is still, I mean, judging by what we're looking at, it still looks like a pullback. Okay, so this particular candle structure is, in a sense, forming of what's called the 3 black crows candle formation. Okay, so it is very, very similar to it, where we have the 3 wick highs like this, and then we start confirming it with the following candle. Okay, so this is essentially that formation happening. Again, I haven't actually, I have not back tested the 3 black crows on the daily throughout the entire trading history of COSM, as it is just presenting itself. But there is the potential that that could essentially be happening. Another iteration right here. Okay, so it could be. It's just I'm giving you the signs of the pullbacks. Okay, so this is just important for us to notice these things and then start to evaluate the potential supports. Again, we used on the daily chart, we used a 12-hour gap that we have right over here. If you don't understand what I mean, this is, yes, we do have a daily gap here, but sometimes pairing times are actually a good idea. Okay, so let's go to the 12-hour and take a look at the gap. Okay, so this is the gap right here from the 12-hour, and now when we go to the daily, since I believe we're trading the daily a little heavier, you can see that we have been using this gap significantly. Okay, so and on the daily chart, the 12-hour gap. All right, so let's continue on our analysis here. I just actually wanted to see if that, did I say, let's see, the top side of this gap right over here, which is about 496, and the, let's see, SMA 10 is 506. Let's see if we have any rhyming with that 506 area. Okay, so 506 would essentially be right down over here. And oh man, so it would be right within that zone where we were trading for so long. Okay, so I mean, it could serve as just it could serve as a type of confirmation before a continuation to the upside as well. So very interesting thing here is that on the 12-hour chart, the ARC DBSI indicator, which is part of the Crypstex collection series, and it's still suggesting a 72% bull lead over the bears at about 28%. So this indicator is a statistical indicator that takes a metric of every single candle print of the asset's particular time frame, and in doing so, it actually gives us that valuation, by a percentage metric right up here, and we can tell if it has some strength or not. Okay, another thing is that it does give us some buy and sell signals as well. So in this particular case, we did print that signal on the 12-hour chart in particular on January 20th at the opening of this candle, which was 335. Before continuing on to the upside, please notice that we have not printed a bearish signal yet. Okay, so actually, if I can just reword these signals, they're bull and bear signals, right? Just like the other collection indicators on this. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with the RSI. Okay, so immediate short-term time frame, like we always do, 30 minutes, right? So the 30 minutes looks like it has a rejection here from the bear strength percentile, from the border of it. I can't actually say that I like this pivot. You guys know that I don't like those tiny pivots, because these little pivots usually do things like this. Okay, just like that, and literally just like right over here, and then it capitulated. Similar situation. Okay, we have that pivot and it goes down, and yeah, it's just I don't like these little fake out pivots. Okay, so I want to be able to look at several time frames, just because I am noticing just from the view of all of the time frames here that the pullback is temporary. And the reason I can say that is actually by judging the daily. Okay, so I'm sorry, that's the 12-hour, and let me see the daily. Okay, yeah, both the 12-hour and the daily are suggesting a temporary retracement. Please notice that temporary, meaning that we do have that 14-day simple moving average right over here, okay, at about 51%. We're at about 59%. And also on the daily, you can see that we do have a very significant support here. This is very important to notice, okay, because let's go ahead and just zoom in a little bit and take a look at this. Okay, so by the time that we meet the daily simple moving average, the 14-day simple, it'll already be at that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, which usually means that we can actually be pulled up back into the prior zone. So if this is facing downward, we can actually come right back down into the gravitational zone, get pulled back up by not only the gravitational zone, but also from the 14-day moving average support. Okay, so this is very important to notice. Okay, and this is what is essentially telling me that it is just a temporary pullback. Okay, now let's go to the 3-day. Please notice that the 3-day now is in that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside. The pivot is very weak, but it's still upside nonetheless. And the 5-day is still suggesting upside continuation. The upside, if it does reverse on us, please notice that we have that 14-day simple moving average down here alongside the gravitational zone from the bear strength percentile, which would essentially work as a buy support. Okay, and then we can continue on to that upside. Okay, so if we move on from the 5-day and look into the weekly, I think this is where it pivots upward. Okay, yeah, just like it always has been, right? Bi-weekly should do the same, yeah, and the monthly should be slightly pivoted to the upside. Let's see. Any day now. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we still have some upside to go on the higher term time frames, but we should be expecting a pullback over the next session or two before a recovery. Please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys, so please know that we do have several areas of support, and I would honestly look at this as an opportunity for other longs to start gaining and pushing that thrust to the upside yet again. Okay, so again, those immediate short-term supports are going to be anywhere between that $6.05 one spot 272 alongside the SMA 100 and the one spot 618 at $5.73. If in the event to where we do face a larger capitulation to the downside, very key supports right over here that we should and cannot fail. 2-spot 272 at 511 and a 2-spot 618 at 478 alongside the SMA 10 and our gap from the daily chart, okay, and also the 12-hour gap as well. So lots of support here, you guys. Definitely know that also the one spot 272 has relevance to this gap right over here as well, okay, which is absolutely an area that we have been closing above. I actually didn't point this out, I don't know why, but I can just put it right over here for your convenience. You can see that even this candle, it opened right at that box top. We actually used it as a support alongside the SMA 100, and again we could potentially see that bounce. Like I said, you guys, there's no reason. It would still be okay if we wicked down below, and again it would still be okay if we went down to the 503 level, okay, you guys. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now, but definitely look in the links below for Twitter and Discord, and also if you want to chart alongside me, this would really help out my trading future. Definitely sign up for the TradingView software, and you'll see the affiliate link in the description below, okay, you guys. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.